Alrighty, guys, this is Snugsonblitz. And what can I say? A whole new March. Yeah, I've been playing Blitz for many years now, and when they first introduced the auctions at Christmas, it was pretty exciting that we could pick up some new tanks that we didn't have in our garage for sometimes a great deal. Sometimes not a great deal, but at least we could pick them up. Otherwise, we just had to wait for them to come to the store, which sometimes took a year. I remember I waited for one such tank. And it took me about, I think, 14 months before it reappeared in the store. I was like, when is it going to rear its ugly head? But yeah, we've had winter auctions for I don't know how many years now, 6, 5, something like that. And now we have, well, they added summer auctions 2 years ago, but that didn't come back last year. So imagine my surprise when 2 days ago I heard the announcement there we're going to have Blitz auctions starting today. I jumped on earlier, took a quick look, but I didn't have time to make a video on it, and so here I am. So I thought I'll talk about it and let you know my thoughts. I mean, that's why you're here, right? I'll talk about a few other things that are also going on. I mean, oh my goodness, there's so many things on our screens now. It's just crazy. But anyway, we're here to talk about auctions, and here we go. Wargaming has decided to release about 150 tanks of up in batches of 4. You can see we got 4 here, and then tomorrow you're gonna get another 4 and another 4. I don't have time to go all the way through, but as you can see it right here, it's 33 days long. So every day for 33 days, we're gonna get new tanks, 4 at least. And I've heard a rumor mill that maybe 1 or 2 tanks that are new. Now, does that mean they'll be OP? No, probably not. But Wargaming likes to give away event tanks, such as maybe IS-2 Shielded, or I don't know what we got last year. I've forgotten. No, the Panzer, but that was a war tank, right? Something like that. Now maybe they're just going to put it in auctions, which is equally good, because it allows me to just pick up a tank that I don't have. I've got 43,000 gold just sitting there doing nothing. It's just burning a hole in my pocket, really. I want to get it out there and pick up some tanks I don't have. And there are some tanks that I don't have yet. You may have watched my video that I put up the other day saying must have premiums 2025, and I shared a bunch of ones which I think you'd be very happy to have in your garage. I didn't talk about pricing, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. But with only 4 tanks and one has already been sold out, not much to talk about really. But I thought I'd just give you my general thoughts, and it should guide you as we go through this process. But every day I'll just jump on, make a 2-minute, 3-minute video, what I think is good, and whether you should pick it up. So it seems that the prices are dropping every, 8 hours or so, something like that. So if you're lucky, you'll get maybe 3 price drops a day, and then, if you didn't know already, the tank will be gone from the auction. So if you see a tank you want, you've got 24 hours or less to pick it up. Unfortunately, Chieftain sold out within the first, hour or so. No, 2 hours? I don't know. And it was 15k gold. I mean, 15k gold for a tier 10. I decided to think about what would be a decent price for each tier tank. So generally speaking, when you're looking at a tier 10 tank, 15k is on the lower end, but it'd be nice if the auctions, you could get them for cheaper. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Generally speaking, you have to dish out about 15k for the older premium tier 10 tanks, 17.5 for maybe not so old tanks, and then the newer tanks you're probably gonna have to dish out 20k. That's how it usually goes. So a tank such as the 121B has been in the game for a while, probably come out for about 15k. But a tank such as the 268 version 4, that might come out for 17.5k or 20k. I don't think it's going to go lower than that because people will just snatch them up. So just bear that in mind. If you can get it under 15k, you're always getting a pretty good deal. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to get much of a deal here. In previous auctions, some tanks would just not sell and get them on the last day for a big steal. It's not going to happen this time because you've only got a day and they're gone. Tier 9 tanks. We don't have any Tier 9 tanks today to talk about, but generally speaking, low end is 8k, and you're very lucky if you get that price. But usually between 10 and 12k. For newer tanks such as the Object 752, you're probably going to have to pay about 12k. We'll talk about that tank in a second. But just around, I would say probably around 10k for a Tier 9 tank in this auction. And Tier 8, you got some variety here. Some tanks that are much older, 5k, 5.5, and for the newer ones, around 8k. In previous auctions, we were able to get tanks such as the T77 and the T54E2 for 5k. It was a great deal. And one such tank that I think was also available for a very good deal a long time ago was the Chimera. But it's not going to happen this time. It might go down to maybe 7.5k next time, and that would be a pretty good price to pick it up. I don't see it going below that. 7k, maybe. That's about it. I don't know how much these tanks are going to drop by the way. It doesn't say. Normally it says it will drop by how much, so you can kind of see what it should be, assuming there are tanks still left. This time they're not doing that, so who knows? They could just drop the Chimera by 1.5k, but they could drop the Defender by only 1k. So you just have to wait and see on that. But in Defender, it's a little bit older and it's a little bit slower. It's not as much fun. It's not as desirable. That's why it's a little bit cheaper than the Chimera. Chimera is still competitive today. So for the competitive, more sought after tanks, the newer ones, you're probably going to have to pay between, I would say, probably 7 to 9k. I think a good deal would be around 7.5k, 7k. Whereas the older ones that are not as popular, I think you're going to be looking around 6k or 5k. Lastly, Tier 7s, 2.5k to about 4k, somewhere in that realm. There's not many tanks that I'd pay 4k in Tier 7. However, there are exceptions to that rule. One such exception is the Dracula, which will be rearing its head, and I wouldn't be surprised if it drops around 10k. Now, is it worth that? No, it's old and we got it for free and it's been around forever, but it's still fun. Still crazy fun. There's no tank like it in the game, so if you want it, get it. I think it's not worth more than 6 or 7k, but it is fun. I can't deny that. You might see the Smasher. That's a Tier 7 tank, but again, it's going to drop for about 10k or 12k. I don't know, because it's just so dang strong. Annihilator, strong as well. It's a Tier 7, but again, it's going to drop for about 10k. You're going to have to decide if you think it's worth it. They're OP tanks. They're strong tanks. If you don't have them, I would pick them up. But I think it's a little bit of a ripoff. But still, yeah, if you don't have them, you got to snatch them up while you can. And remember, it's only going to last 24 hours. So if you see a tank you want, get it. And I think this is very smart marketing by Wargaming because it forces everyone to come in and check every day. And they go, hey, what's in the auctions? And I want to pick that up, or I'll give it a pass. And they might play a few games. That's what Wargaming wants. So, clever strategy. Now, there's over 100 tanks that are going to be released. I have no clue which ones, but I have heard through the grapevine that some tanks will be appearing. As I said, the Drac is one of them. That's in the notes that they have on the, what do you call it? Where is it? Here. And the auction notes, you see down here. Where is it? Yeah, Super Conk will be coming. That's going to be around 17.5k. Compounds of 50 around 7.5k, 17.5k as well. Cobra probably around 11k. And the Dracula, well, as I said, it's probably going to drop around 9 or 10k. And the Baraska, very nice tank, probably around, it's going to start around 9k. And how far will it go? I don't know. But in the store today, there are some tanks that you might want to consider. I mean, you've got the Snugsonblitz K. It's not 15k, but it's a pretty damn good tank if you like the Centurion 7-1 playstyle. However, I think the Chieftain's better than it nowadays, but still, I rather enjoy this tank. You might want to pick that up. Object is 590. That's a great tank, and I would probably take this over the Chimera right now. So the Chimera is not really a great deal. I would go for the Object 590 because it's 7.5k. That's a great deal. Patent, yeah, let's leave this solid pass because this is more like a 5k tank. And then the Object 752, 12.5k. You just get it right now. There it is. And you also get 3 boxes, so it's not too bad. The Snugsonblitz, if you pay 22k and you want the camo and everything, which is nice, you'll get 10 boxes. Remember, all these auction tanks that you see, they don't come with anything. So, just something to bear in mind, but still, you may want to try and pick up 1 or 2 tanks. And just so you know, I'm not sure the T-5042 will appear, the Shark, in the auction. And the reason I say that is because you have this event here, which, if you look at level 60, you get this. So if you want that, you can pay for mission pass and grind your way up. If you want to get it quickly, you just pay for it and you'll get halfway there or something like that. And it's not that hard to get. Great tank. So you can spend 20 bucks or whatever price it is in your region and you'll probably get it, no problem. With just a little bit of elbow grease. I just don't know what tanks will appear, but I do know that the Senlac, the FB 1066, will be coming, and that's more like a 5k tank, even though it's not that old. It's just not very good. M60 will be making an appearance. You'll probably get that for around 15k, my guess would be. I don't think they'll put it lower than that. Caliban, they'll probably start off at 9k because people want it, and then you might get lucky and get it down to around 7k. G-Sword will be there, and that's probably going to start around, I think, 7.5, 8k, and then might get down to around 6.5. AMX 30 Proto, that's probably going to be released around 9k, and you can probably wait because it doesn't seem to be that popular. You got the Lorraine, which is a fun tank, but it's a 5k tank really. Scorpion, kind of fun tank. It's, I think, probably drop around 7k, 7.5, and hopefully you can get it for around 6k. Lycan, it's a solid tier 7 tank. It's not very exciting. There are other tanks that are similar, and it's got what it called ghost drivers, so you can't kill a driver if that's really useful for you. I mean, it'll probably drop for around 7k. Is it worth that? 6k? No. If you get it for a steal, then I'd say under 5k would be nice, but don't think that will happen. Got the Badger coming. That'll probably drop for about 15k as well. I can't believe they're putting the MC50 down. That's a horrible tank for most players. Yeah, you don't want it. Absolutely do not want that tank because, I mean, it's the one tank that made me a better player, but would I recommend it for anybody? No. It does look good, though, gotta admit. It's big as a freaking house, though, for a tier 8 medium. It's okay. But they'll probably sell it for around 5k. Don't get it. Object 252 will also be making an appearance. That'll probably start around 7k and drop down to maybe 5k. That's a pretty good tank. I think even today, took it out the other day, had one horrific game and then 3 or 4 solid wins. So, and last one, I've heard that the SU-130 will also be making an appearance. I think that'll probably drop around 7.5k and hopefully get around 6k. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on tanks. My advice is just pop in every day and see what you see. and if there's a tank that tickles your fancy, pick it up. As I said, there's going to be a lot of tanks that will be making an appearance. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like Valkyr tanks, maybe, or like the Nameless and Idolize. Also, you'll get the Defender tanks, as we've already got one of them. You'll get the AMX. You'll get the Carnarvon Defender. The what do you call it? Defender Mark 1, all that. You'll have the Rev, probably the Samoa. Yeah, a lot of these tanks will be making appearance. I'm looking to pick up a few tanks. They're not OP or anything like that, but I just don't have them, and I've got 43, almost 44,000 gold is just sitting in my garage, doing nothing for me. So I'd like to pick up something. It's auction season. So let me know in the comments below, what tanks do you want to get? What price are you hoping to get them for? If you want my opinion whether you'll get them, you can ask. I'll be honest, just my thoughts. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But I'll tell you what I think they're worth. So feel free to leave a comment down below. I will be doing mini updates every day of tanks, whether I think they're worth it or not, just in case you care. But yeah, let me know what you think of this auction season and this new idea of just a few tanks dropping every day.
I would like to give a shout out to the patrons of the channel. These wonderful gentlemen help keep the lights on over here, which means I can keep making videos for you. Thank you for entrusting your tanking improvement to me. It means a lot to me. And if you would like to become a Patreon too, you can do so by checking the link in the description below.
That's all I got for you. I'll see you next time. Snugsonblitz.